Obviously, there are still elements in the American administration and around the American administration who would really like to, as they say, come face to face with Russia over this and take a strong stand against Russia. Warlike talk of the kind that you have just been reporting now. I don't think anything's going to come of it. I think that there are cooler heads already prevailing, and people are simply now, the more thoughtful elements certainly in the State Department and in the American military and in the whole political scene are starting to rethink whether there's the slightest reason for America to run the risk of facing a nuclear war with Russia over whether or not a Russian flag flies over Abkhazia or South Ossetia. It's none of America's business. And it is, in fact, a result of, and I think it's worth mentioning here, this is the result of some of the neocons, some of the people who got America into the mess in Iraq, have been very eager to get America involved in Georgia. One of them is Randy Scheunemann, a name to conjure with. Randy Scheunemann was the head of the Project for the New American Century that led to the whole ghastly problem in Iraq. And he is now senior foreign policy advisor to Senator McCain. So it is not unimportant that Randy Scheunemann is also a public relations representative and lobbyist for the state of Georgia, all of which has led to suspicions that he and those around him actually provoked this whole problem to begin with. They got behind Saakashvili and promoted the idea of his going into these disputed territories, and that America would somehow sweep in behind him. Well, it didn't happen that way. And so I think, in a sense, given this geopolitical setting, everybody, or most people at this moment, would like to wait and see what happens until after the next American election. There will be a very sharp disparity in courses between Obama and McCain. Admittedly, there are some people around Obama, too, who are having some influence on him. Obama made an unfortunate remark the other day, urging that perhaps Georgia should be encouraged to enter NATO. Well, I think that may have come from some of the people around him, particularly the former foreign policy advisor to Jimmy Carter, Zbigniew Brzezinski, who is Polish and hates the Russians, and I suspect is probably pushing Obama to take a strong stand, or at least to say things that sound as though he is ready to take a strong stand against Russia. Fortunately, I think Obama has his own ideas. I think also there are some people around him like Theodore Sorensen, former advisor to John F. Kennedy, and the man who, during the Cuban Missile Crisis, probably was the primary voice calling for restraint and may very well have saved the world then. I think that he is probably going to be advising Obama to quieten down some of this rhetoric. The question of NATO has become central here. One wishes, I wish, that NATO had simply folded and closed its shop and left at the end of the Cold War, as indeed it should have. The only reason that NATO existed was to destroy the entire Soviet Union. That's over. It has nothing to do. It's just roaming around making for trouble. And the only people who are really supporting NATO are the huge military industrial contractors who are behind it. So long as NATO is ranging around Europe, I think there will be this kind of trouble.